Hi. So, the second try after my audio issues. I want to just check the audio. Okay, I have some ground loop sound with my audio equipment, but naja, I've just configured the Steam Deck to do not activate these channels, and now I can start. Okay. What I want to do or what I want to tell. I've made some progress with my software development in the last year, and over the year change, I've played with several old software products, trying to port old software. In my last video, I have bragged a little bit about maybe some hours about my old software, and I have therefore in the last year purchased several products, old products from eBay. I was happy, so I can legally try out porting software and offer some service around this if this is successful. And I want to go to my XP machine to show you something. At first, I have purchased something like Borland Pascal. And really, this is 16-bit Borland Pascal. Way back in the time, I started development with Turbo Pascal 6.0. This was the follow-up version, Turbo Pascal 7.0 or Borland Pascal for Windows, which makes me able to develop further TurboVision applications, like my TurboVision vocabulary trainer. I am trying to port. Basically, there I have really some amount of data. It's not much about a huge database model. I have an English table, I have German table, and I have the translation tables within this application. And in the old software, this was implemented without databases. At my porting attempt, I tried was how to get out the data at first point and how to get it into real database systems like SQL database systems with usually today some tables. You make some SQL select statements and update statements, and there I just want to show the old version. This was a MS-DOS version. In my last videos I probably have shown some real addresses. I've redacted this back in the history. And this is the protected mode version of my original MS-DOS application only. Now I have huge amount of memory. Around about 16 megabytes was possible with 16-bit or with the 286 processor, and I would be able to enter some data. I try to go to the real application where it was. I need some I have sorted my desktop a little bit and I don't find what I want to find. Here, AMS-DOS. Is it E? No, it is Q. Nee, Q with a Q, not a G. CD English. The German English. And maybe it working from here. Still the protected mode application now. And as I have now changed the directory, I was able to select the right application data. The file name is the whole data in Germany gesamt. And this is therefore, when I am in the correct directory, I can open the data and I have some, okay. I'm not aware about so much borrow lines. Maybe I have played a bit with the data and somehow corrupted it. Okay, audio check is working. And I hope the video works. I think it streams. So generally, this is not an important application, but I try to port some old database, some old application into a new Windows kind of application where I transfer the data from an old system of record-based programming and my own data structure attempt in that time. And therefore, this was the old application. I try to port to a Windows version with this development environment because it is still Pascal. I got the database desktop software packages as well, so I am able to develop database applications in that old version without any, say, problems or facing issues I get with porting to 32-bit at this step. And therefore, I have tried out the sample application that is provided by the development environment, which is the BDE, and the examples are here, and the complete units are the Pascal-like stuff I use as an in-between step in the porting attempt. Simply trying out, it works, it shows me some data, and I have investigated how the application creates these forms, and I tried to do a first attempt of creating a form out of my model. In the first step, ignoring the database stuff behind, I want only to have some menus generated. The form source code generated with the basic stuff in it, showing the form in an easy manner. And I changed, therefore, created therefore some templates to generate the application of my software, and doesn't have the plugin about the version check in it. It is still crashing anyhow. No update checks. Okay, it's not there. So, and I try to create this application itself with this many entries in Pascal version with my code generation approach using XSLT. I have done this so far just to show the running application LBDMF Pascal. This is the generated application, and here I have made some Hello World application. At first the main window I've created, and after some little changes I got it managed to have some title in it though, and I managed it to create the menus in the application, and I can open the form, which is has some dummy buttons for now and some dummy layout. Say I can only generatively create some layout, or I can create some further modeling approaches to define some kind of 2-column layout, or some group assignings. I need to think about how to do this and what is the best way to model this as well. Therefore, this is an early attempt. I took about 2 days of full work, say probably 2 days of 8 hours, distributed about 3 days over the year end New Year event, and therefore I want to open now the project. And yeah, there were some difficulties about how to create source code. Look into classes, therefore how to distribute the classes within the source code files, how to name it in 8 character dot 3 character naming scheme. So this is still an 16-bit system, and I tried to not take longer names. Therefore, I have only some files now. The first was the application in it, the name. Okay, this is not the title. When I go to the title of the application, it was in the main app. No. App unit. I have put my main app application code and the menu mechanics. Okay, this is probably unnecessary doubled some functions. We reduce this and refactor this to one function, but this is how it works. To get out a 16-bit application with my 32-bit development environment, model-driven development environment system. Even in these or those old software systems, I am able to create running applications or runnable application code, compilable application code. As long as I have prepared pictures, I can assign in the modeling design step to the forms. This would be as well possible to then get into some other point of code snippets. I have to create some kind of this menu entry commands I have need to find a way. And one little more difficult part was creating not these classes, but the resource file for the generated code. Code targets Pascal. Here it is. Main app RC. No, I don't want. So here you see some main menu entries. This is hard-coded part, and this is a generated menu part where I apply some XSLT template snippets reacting on my model, and then I follow with the forms itself by simply only adding some text fields, no special, no formatting and nothing else for required different controls. This is work in progress, I think. Next point would be creating the database access, showing some data from an existing database. Hopefully I get it managed in several weeks. But this is the file that is as well generatable from XSLT. And therefore, this is a first step which was successful to find a way of porting an old application to a new application at the end, 32-bit or 64-bit applications with different languages, different frameworks is possible with my. And the next steps in porting some software is getting out how to handle the specific special cases where I cannot model some code or some requirements, finding out a way how to find these elements, distinguish these elements from generatable code, and try to get some insight into the source code in a way that helps the developer to speed up porting some common form application, database application stuff, where most of the stuff could be ported except these special cases, but with some support about special cases being put into plugins or something else developed later, and therefore somehow the data will be mocked or some kind. I think it will be possible to do such an approach, and meanwhile my database application, the Vocrainer, I was as well trying some stuff, TVDMX, TVDMX in English, is some kind of simple framework where you could define your data model, and I tried this, and Paradox databases to write my data from this application into a database application I am able to show, hopefully, AXVoc, where I can show something. Okay, I need to start the application, of course, not show the forms. And therefore, I could show some 32-bit application with some different kind of layout of the application. And this has been working because of some good old product I as well tried out by modeling of software on the database level, and therefore I am able to pick the generated code and learn about how they have done it in Plus. And the application modeler therefore was this kind of model where I reverse engineered the PXVOC or the paradox tables I previously have feeded with my data. I was able to do this with a small console-like application to get out the data of non-database files, so to say, in a database kind of application. And when I see it here, with this modeling approach, it was possible at that time in 1997 at least. They have made some attempt modeling software and generating software with an approach at the database, physical database model. I'm not so convinced with it because it is too complicated and too deep in the details of the database stuff where you couldn't easily abstract, at least what I have found. And my own approach was some little, I cannot show it now, application where I have done it manually programming with this tool. But what I have seen is they have done or have managed it generating source code for this tool. So I am as well being able to manage generating code for this, but probably I skip it. I go to the Pascal or the C++ builder version. I have as well purchased the enterprise version of this product. Therefore, I'm able to do porting as well to C++ builder, and I have purchased Delphi 5. I can go the Pascal route, and I can go the C++ builder route, and later on I can go the MFC route where I apply some or create some code generators using the same model, and I simply select the desired code generator, doing a code generation step. With this I have produced, and when I do this, it was this actually, it was all. Need to go back to this one called target, sort by date, some kind of stuff, and I have now, today we have the 25th of January. I just have generated the source code here. Where's my mouse? And I want to demonstrate compiling that application again. I try to open the workshop. Main app.rc within the generated code. Here is the design. When I open something, I can see it as well. And simply spoken, it works. And I have set up to generate the file I need in the compiling step. The RC the res file, which is only possible with this tool. Actually, I have not found a different way to do this. I need to go to see RWS, and the res file has now as well some seconds later after the generated files. I can do here workshop, close this workshop again. I needed to do some batch files for this to getting it running on Windows XP. And now I open this application again and compile it. Technically, it is easy to create several amount, a huge amount of code when you are in the realm of database applications or business applications. That's for now my progress. I have ported my software itself to the Windows environment for Windows and Windows 10. I'm able to compile and use the software here, but I am struggling a little bit about the version check. This is a plugin, and when I use without a plugin, it doesn't crash. I need to find out what's the problem here to proceed with the development. So, and what else? I've made some little changes in my video studio. I've made some lights and to dim down the main lights for this, and I am able to work with some additional lights here and some key light here, for example, getting me a little bit more depending. It's the wrong position, it's going into my eyes now. Yeah, that's for now. Ja, der falsche.